Morning to all of you. Students, the story that we are going to cover today is I Want Something in a Case. That's a very fantastic story that includes lots of characters, especially animals. And Mr. Purcell wants a pet shop. A pet shop where you find different sorts of animal, and he was not for the purpose of uh, earning money, but he was taming these animals because he had love for them, he cared them, and he wanted to look after them like his own children. So there is constant noise of screeching and twittering in the shop, but Mr. Purcell is happily unaware of it. You know, when you are having birds and animals in your surroundings, especially, and when you are having them in your life, you need to tolerate lots of things like when they are creating problems like twittering, screeching, and there are lots of things. But you need to just forget all this discomfort of your life, the discomfort they create. One cold morning, a strange customer calls. One day it was winter season students. You know that a customer arrives and he needs board. And what he say? I want something in a case. When you are running a shop and somebody comes and starts saying I want something, something means what? When you have to need something, you have to just name them particular thing, but he was not particularized the very bird and animal. He said that I want something. That creates lots of confusion in the mind of Mr. Purcell. So without delay, I would like to start the story that Mr. Purcell did not believe in ghosts. In ancient time, the people used to believe in ghosts and lots of myths and misbelief being created in the mind of the young ones, and they were very fearful regarding ghosts. Nevertheless, a man who bought two daubs, and his strange act immediately thereafter left him with the distinct sense of the uncanny. Here, Mr. Purcell, who was having two doves, a kinds of birds, and there was a slightly change in the behavior of these birds, and this one brought lots of uneasy behavior of these birds, brought lots of thinking in the mind of Mr. Purcell, as though behind his departed customer there had lingered the musty smell of a abandoned haunted house. You know, the house in which these birds were kept was supposed to be haunted. Haunted, it looks like ghosty, where a ghost leaps. That place is said to be haunted house, and it was very fearful place. Haunted, you can say, the place, it is very scary, very horrible, where you cannot visit the place alone. You have a sense of fear that there may be cost, there may be some risk regarding death. That was the in the mind of that person. Mr. Purcell was a small fisherman, red cheeks and a tight melon stomach. In the very second paragraph of this story here, the physical appearance of Mr. Purcell has been described beautifully by the writer. Melon stomach, the person who is supposed to be very fatty is said to be melon stomach, who had a very large glasses magnified his eyes so as to give him the appearance of a wise and genial owl, and his eyes were looking like owl. He owned a pet shop. He owned means what? He was having a pet shop, means he was very fond of taming the animals. He had his love, he had his passion for animals. He loved a lot having the animals in his life. He sold cats and dogs and monkeys, means you can say, students, that he had collection of birds and animals in his pet shop. he was dealing he was dealing in animals. That he dealt in fish food and bird seed, prescribed remedies for ailing canaries, and displayed on his shelves long rows of ornate and gilded case. He considered himself something of a professional man. He was not only dealing in animals, but he was also dealing in fish, bird seeds, and different kinds of remedies that he was having. And he considered himself a professional who used to sell these all things in his life. A constant stir of movement pervaded his shop, whispered twitter, slyly rustling squeaks, chips, and sudden squeaks. A small feet capered in fantastic circles. And the collection of these all birds brought lots of uneasy noises, discomfortability, and that was not limited to that. For taming animal, for having animals, you need to understand their feelings, their carings, their comfortability, their easiness, and their demand too. And second thing that I would like to tell you, my dear students, that we must understand that the animals around us, in our surrounding, they have also their feelings, they have also their emotions. They don't speak, means not that they don't have their feelings, their love. They understand these all things that we understand, but they express these all things. They can express, they understand our problems, their problems. They have also all the things that we have in our life. So we need to look after them, we need to respect them, we need to love them. We are said to be the very best creature on the earth, not due to this quality that we are speaking, but because we have our mind to think overall, either about animals or about birds or any creature, that we must have our feelings created in our heart, in our mind for others. Thank you.